Ready?
Ready?
Hey everyone, welcome back to your latest episode of Snitchin. It's your host, Kristen.
And Brittany, get ready for the best part of your day.
What up, girl? Hey, Brit. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We made it, everyone.
How are you today?
Doing well. Just getting ready for the weekend, probably heading down to Scituate. My dad is basically forcing us because he wants to hang out with Connor and Tyler. But it's fine. They love going down. And then Sunday, we are celebrating my niece Harper's first birthday, the
Oh,
princess.
that's so exciting that she's a year old already. Happy birthday, Harper.
Yeah, Harper's the best. I'm obsessed with Harper. Everyone should have a niece. Nieces are the best.
Nieces are the best. Totally agree. Well, honestly, just aunt life is the best.
Legit. Ever since you became an aunt when we were in high school, you told me about Ava coming. I was like,
I
oh,
know.
I want to be an aunt so bad. So, what, 20 years later,
I
here we are,
know.
and it's even better than I imagined. Harper has over delivered.
Welcome to aunt life. Yeah,
I know, part of the club. It's
the
great.
water's warm over here. Well, awesome. Have so much fun. Happy birthday, Harper. Yeah, I'm going out in Boston tomorrow, just bopping around tomorrow with our friend Katie. But then today I'm going out with Coffee Date Man. We're going to go to the driving range and then he's going to come hang out. I have to tell you about what happened last night.
Oh no,
No, nothing bad, but
not bad.
no, just like, well, so I've been hesitant to talk about him on the pod because I'm scared he's going to listen to it. He asked
If he was
once,
us, he would listen.
oh my God, if he was any girl.
Yeah, girls would have found this shit so fast. But I bet he doesn't. I bet he hasn't found it.
So we're friends on Facebook
Hmm.
and he's like one of those that doesn't have an Instagram. And
Oh.
I've only posted about the show on my Instagram once. I need to be
Mm.
better about that. But anyway, neither here nor there. So he did ask me about the name. He was like, "What's the name? Can I listen to it?" And I said no. I was like, "No, I feel like that gives you," because I was just like, it's me, kind of unfiltered with my best friend. Like I just feel like it gives you an unfair advantage.
Yeah. Like
Don't
that you
you
wouldn't
agree?
normally get. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Totally.
I don't want him to get this behind the scenes tea. But I was paranoid that he found out the name anyway and was listening, which was like, so that didn't happen. But so now I feel a little bit better about it. But anyway, we've been seeing each other for like, I don't know, maybe a month at this point or like a few weeks. And literally last night I'm texting him to confirm like what we're doing today. And have you ever texted with someone? I mean, I'm sure you have with read receipts.
Yeah. I hate that. I would never have those.
I looked this up last night, so I don't think I'm wrong.
Oh God. Oh God. Where, where is this going?
I thought that read receipts, like the whole time that we're texting, I'm thinking that I have the upper hand here because my thought about how read receipts worked was that I see when
When they
he
open it.
when they open it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't think that's how it works. Yeah,
I just Googled. I just Googled how to read receipts work on an iPhone, and it says on iPhone, read receipts in iMessage allow senders to see if and when their messages have been read by the recipient. Oh, wait, so you might be right.
Brittany?
That's fucking
Yes.
sneaky, Apple. What the hell?
Literally, my mind was blown last night. I'm like, wait, can he see if I've read his text? Because you girl, I don't text back
Oh my
later.
God, that is so sneaky.
Thank you. I'm so happy
I'm
that
shocked.
literally, you are giving me so much validation.
Like, I feel like that's unfair.
Right. I'm like, why would he? I mean, now I want to put my read receipts on. Like, I want to see when he sees my shit.
I mean, I bet there's a way in your phone that you can like not let people see your read receipts.
Ugh, well, let me tell you, was
It's probably in
my,
some fucking secret corner of that settings box that no one can ever find.
let me tell you, I was bamboozled. I thought
Mm.
for sure this whole time that I can see when he sees my messages, but I did not think the roles were reversed. And now I feel like, ah, just, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally thought it was when they open your message.
But like, okay, so then I'm going through my mind. I'm like, oh my God, like I literally never respond to his text right away. I open it and see it and legit never respond right away. So like,
Yeah, I
great.
mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
All right. But like the whole point of doing that is so that they I don't
They
know.
don't think you're on. They don't think
You're
you're like looking at your phone all the time and stuff. You're like doing stuff.
correct. Like you're
No.
aloof.
Yeah.
No, no. Well, that mystery's gone.
Yeah. Rather than aloof, now you seem like you're just, I don't know.
Well, now I see like, yeah, I don't even know. So
Everyone looks at text and like if I see a text that has just come through on my phone, I usually don't respond to it right away unless like I don't know, it's like an easy thing to respond to. But if it's like a group text, like I'm like, "Oh, I'll look at this in 20 minutes and respond," because it's weird if I'm just like responding right away.
I know.
So,
Yeah, it was just more so like the surprise of it all.
wow.
I'm really no, honestly, I feel better about it now that you just gave me some validation because I thought what you thought. And
Yeah.
yeah, nope. So PSA, everyone, if you have your read receipts on, it's actually like kind of okay. And if you're the person that you're texting with has read receipts on, be on the lookout because they
Yeah,
know
it's
they know
they're
your
tricking
stuff.
you.
They are
We gotta
tricking
spread
you.
awareness about this.
Please use your read receipts responsibly and be
Yeah, or
aware.
just don't use them.
Or thank you.
No
Or
one needs that.
yeah, facts. So yeah, I
Um,
don't know. That happened last night. I needed to tell you.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Mind is blown.
Well, anywho, we've got a good episode for you guys today. We're going to do an episode that is going to be centered on a topic. We did one a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago on fitness. And this episode, we're going to talk the bulk of the episode about solo travel. I've mentioned it before, but I was just on a pretty long solo travel trip. And we're going to talk about that today. And I have 10 tips for anyone who is looking to get into solo traveling. So we'll get into that. But
Yay.
first, we have to talk about the story that has taken the internet by storm.
Legit. By storm.
The
People like
internet,
multiple people were texting me about this. So Chris Martin totally caught two people cheating at the Coldplay concert at Gillette. I guess they had the kiss cam up and he was like, "Oh, these two look really cozy." And then they were like, I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen this by now, but then they were like immediately like trying to hide and then he called them out or something and was like, "Oh, you don't want to say hi or something?" And then he was like, either they're having an affair or like they're just really shy. And it turned out they were having an affair and they worked together. It was like what was he the CEO of again?
astronomer.
Astronomer, which I don't know what that is, but and his HR, like the head of HR. And did you know that it turns out like it's been going on for years?
I didn't know it was going on for years, but
People have like looked up their, I don't know, like on the internet, like their jobs and stuff. And I guess she has like followed him around to multiple places for years.
wow, no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So even more juicy.
Dang.
Yeah.
What was your initial thought when you saw
Oh, I my thought was America's gonna love to hate on this. Like this is the perfect type of
it?
thing that America can direct its hatredness toward.
The internet was blessed this week. This was a
Yes, yes.
gift.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
All the trolls are like, this is Christmas.
we are feeding them. The country's pretty divided. Not on this. We're all excited to be talking about it. Yeah, my sister, I saw it first through a text from my sister. She sent it to me. I her thought was if they like in her initial text message, she was like, and to think if they had just played it off, none of this would have happened. But I
True.
see, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. That was something I was going to ask you. Like, do you think if they just acted cool that they would have been outed?
I don't know. I mean, there's what, 60,000 people go to a concert at Gillette?
Yeah.
So the chances of someone knowing one of them, and if it's like that big, like it's like a huge video screen. So like you can't miss it. So all those 60,000 people saw it. So I don't know. I guess the probability of there being someone that they knew, yeah, they'd probably get found out.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, regardless, maybe it wouldn't be the spectacle it is because we wouldn't have that clip that's going viral. But I guarantee Coldplay was a huge show around here, and there's not that
Yeah.
many like summer concerts at Gillette.
Yeah, Coldplay's great. I love Coldplay.
Yeah, I know. I actually wish I was able to go, but I think someone that worked there probably would have seen it and it would have gotten out anyway. But like the
Yeah.
spectacle, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have been the spectacle that it is.
Yeah, I just keep picturing Cersei Lannister, the shame walk. Shame, shame. That's what they're going through.
No,
Sucks.
legit sucks.
Well, don't cheat on your fucking wife and husband for years. Like it makes it so much worse that it was for years.
You feel so bad for them. A,
Yeah.
for, okay, threefold offense. A, just cheating, right? B, doing it with your coworker.
Yeah, that's bad.
C, an affair. I mean, apparently years long affair. Affairs are different than everyone has their own like threshold of what they could withstand cheating wise, but I think an affair with a coworker is like a top level cheating offense.
Yeah. A boss too.
Yeah, a boss.
Yeah.
And apparently he's worth like tens of millions of dollars. I mean, they're
Ew.
very
Let's
well
roast
paid.
these old rich white men. Roast them.
So flame
String them
them.
up. Yeah, no, I know. Well, I don't. I mean, I guess I feel bad for the husband and wife who, yeah, they, I guess, get the short end of the stick. But today's a different age. I mean, look at like Ariana after the whole Scandival thing. She's like never been more rich and famous.
It's true. And apparently,
So, and now everyone's going to be on their side because literally everyone is against this couple.
well, that was one of the things that I saw was like this woman is getting so much more than the HR lady's husband. I haven't seen anything about him, but the wife of the CEO with the two kids, she's been getting like all this love online, I guess. And she the next day deleted her married name from her Facebook page and then ended up just deleting her whole Facebook page. But you're right to your point. Yeah. Like the entire world's on their side. And I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it add insult to injury to find out this way, to find out this was
It's so
happening.
embarrassing.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that
it,
sucks.
to literally know the whole world is aware of what's going on in your marriage. That's brutal. So I
Yeah.
hope she just takes him for everything he's worth. Imagine what I would give, what I would
Oh, I know. To like work there.
what I would give to be on those Slack channels today. Like
Yeah.
that's going to be talked about in that office for legit decades. Like,
Decades. That's what I was gonna say. Decades. Um, but yeah, with that, should we move on to a lighter topic of traveling?
sure, sure. Yeah, so today's topic is going to be about traveling. Something that's definitely a passion of mine and Brit's. We've traveled a lot
Hmm.
together. So yeah, I guess just background, a little bit about my trip. So I decided I was going to quit my job and fulfill a lifelong dream, a bucket list dream to do some long-term traveling. So I went for 4 months to 10 countries. I started in New Zealand for 3 weeks and then went to Australia for 3 weeks. From Australia, went to Kenya for a week, did a safari there, and then spent the last 2 months of my trip going all throughout Europe. So I was in Spain, Portugal. Brittany came to Portugal, and Jay and
Hmm.
Steph, and then France, Amsterdam, Belgium, Wales, and England. And that's where I finished my trip. My sister came my last week to London. Yeah, let's just dive in. Top 10 tips for solo travelers. Okay, tip number one, and Britt, obviously like jump in so that I'm not
I'll
just
comment.
okay. My top tip for starting, I would say number one is give yourself some time to plan. I gave myself almost a year to get things in order, and I had been thinking about doing this for, I would say, since COVID. Some of the things that I did to get ready, I talked to a financial advisor to figure out like what I could afford, how much did I have to save to make that possible.
Smart. Well, you want
Because
to be able to enjoy it. You don't want to feel like you want to make sure you have the right amount of money and like you're not going to come back and be scrambling or whatever. Like you want to be able to enjoy it and not be worrying about money.
1000%. And I think it all depends on what age you are and what you're looking for. Like if you were really young and you're down for, hostels for the whole time and like you can do this on a shoestring budget and you go to really, really cheap, countries, you can be more flexible. For me, I knew that's not what I wanted the whole time. Like I did do some stays in hostels for sure, but I also knew I wanted to do some group trips. I knew I wanted to go to some and do some excursions that were going to be a little bit more expensive. I also wanted to budget for the fact that like if I came home and I couldn't get a job right away because I was quitting my job to do this, that I would have some
Right.
time for like a savings account on that front. So for me, what I thought was best was I kind of gave myself a range of like, okay, what do I need to have saved for when I get home so that I'm not, immediately stressed? And then what is like a range that I think I'm going to have that I'm going to spend on this trip. And that was a good starting point for the plan so that I could
Hmm.
nail down everything and kind of you just give yourself a range that you're comfortable with. So yeah, tip number one, like give yourself time to plan and then get your budget together, figure out what you could afford.
Yeah.
So I would say after you kind of get like your budget in place, tip number two for me is figuring out where to go. And this can be, I mean, this is like a big decision, right? It could be a little overwhelming. So what I did and what helped me was I made an Excel spreadsheet. That's going to be a recurring theme in this tip sheet. Excel is your best friend. And I had three columns like A locations, B locations, and C locations. And from there, obviously I wanted to prioritize my A locations,
I
but
didn't even know this.
yeah, and well, because I was thinking like for instance, Bali was on my A list. Like I'm still Bali's probably like right now my number one. So, you make your list, whatever. And then something that I don't think people necessarily consider when you first think about doing this is packing light. So I
Oh,
realized,
yeah.
yeah.
That's definitely harder than it looks.
Oh my God.
I feel like when we saw you in Portugal, I was like, damn. You're like, I'm stopping to do laundry somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The laundry game. Obviously, the later the better. You don't want to be hauling a ton of stuff around. So that for me meant going to warm locations as much as I could. So that might change like what you end up being able to do. So, like I said, Bali was a
That's a
top
good point.
location. Well, but it was stormy season when I was over there. Like I knew I was going to
Mm,
do New Zealand and Australia. And I thought New Zealand and Australia would be perfect first because January, February, when I left, that summertime there. And I had thought I was going to try to work in like another country, but it was the stormy season. So ended up not doing that. So yeah, basically like just location wise, try to plan out what your top ones are and then think about weather wise, like, packing wise, what's going to make the most sense for you. What route is going to make the most sense. I went through probably like 4 or 5 routes at different points of like, okay, I could fly here to here to here to here before landing on my final route.
what were like some of your other ones? What were some of your other places?
It's funny. I was trying to look through and find the old Excel spreadsheet that I was using, and I couldn't find it this morning. I know, yeah, Bali was up there. South Africa was
Mm,
definitely one for a while. I thought I was going to do. I think those were probably the two that are coming to mind that I didn't do that I really wanted to. Fiji also was on there. But yeah, I would say like think about the weather, think about the route, and that was how it worked best for me to like really nail down where I wanted to go. Tip number three. It's all again, still all most of this is just like the planning phase because that was what was most overwhelming for me. Luckily I had a friend who had done some solo traveling. And so he was really helpful in giving me ideas on like apps to download and like Hostel World, great app for being able to review different hostels and like if you want a social one or if you want one that's really quiet, distance, whatever, like that's a great place to use. Omio was an app that I loved using for legit all of my booking for any
oh.
transportation. Yeah, they were awesome. Like it's every country. They give you all the different options, prices,
Oh,
distances.
so like you can
It's
get like trains and stuff?
yeah, it was like
Oh,
those
that's
were
awesome.
by far my most used apps. Definitely. But to my tip number three, I would say consider group trips. This was a huge part of the planning for me. And I would say like my favorite parts of my trip were the ones where I was on a group trip. There's so many different ones out there. Kentucky, G Adventures, EF Ultimate Adventure, Flashpack for the love of travel. Like there's so many. So part of like what I was saying before when I had my spreadsheet and I had my ABC destinations and then I narrowed it down to where I thought I was going to go. The next step in that planning was then looking at all of these different locations, seeing which companies had trips to those different cities, and
Hmm.
then writing down in that sheet like the dates and the prices. And then I had another column like anything notable, whether it was like Kentucky, I know was like geared a little bit towards younger audiences or just
Mm.
anything relevant that you would want to know. But that's what I did. And I like looked and then compared all the different trips and the dates. And that was like kind of the final step in solidifying the actual dates of when I was going to be flying everywhere. If this is a first time solo trip, I would absolutely 10 out of 10 recommend doing a group trip first. I think this is
Yeah.
one of the best things I've did. New Zealand day 2, I was there. I used a company called Kiwi Experiences. Shout out Ricky. He will never hear this, but he was the best tour guide. I loved him so much.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. Yeah, some of my friends actually from that trip listen to the pod. So,
I know we got to get
um,
them on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up, ladies? So yeah, that like to this, I still think that New Zealand was probably my favorite country I went to. Those It was a 2 week trip, the best thing I could have done to get started in solo traveling. It was such a great experience, and like it's just a really easy way to not feel overwhelmed or alone, like to have everything kind of planned for you from the jump. So
Yeah. That's probably the best part that you just kind of show up, right? Like they figure all your transportation, like all your where you're going when, right?
it's
Yeah.
honestly, literally, it's like you don't even have to think. Everything is just planned for you. This particular group, other companies I've traveled with haven't done it like this, but Kiwi was like, because it's all driving from place to place, like the southern island of New Zealand is hard. They don't have a lot of, like the northern island, they have some public trans, but like the southern island, you really need a car. So we were in a van for the 2 weeks just driving around the South Island. And at every place we stopped, basically there would be a list of activities that you could choose from, and everyone picked a different one each time.
Oh, that's fun.
Mhm. Yeah, so like I would say like New Zealand was where I did more adventure stuff. Like I did skydiving. I was on a helicopter that went up to a glacier that was sick. Yeah,
You did you did the night swimming with the shark? Oh no, that was Australia.
that was Australia, but yeah, no, it was so cool. So yeah, so definitely consider a group trip. Moving on to tip number 4. This one ended up being like huge for me. Get travel insurance. You're not going to want to
Oh
buy
yeah.
it.
I was wondering if you were going to say this.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought of it.
Oh, let's go, Britt. I can't remember how much I paid. I think I went like the full package. So like covered my medical. I want to say I was like maybe 500-600 bucks for the full 4 months. And it's really
Well,
easy to
Vienna
do.
really scared us. Vienna scared us.
Oh,
We
yes.
were both like, we're never not getting travel insurance, even though I'm kind of glad we didn't get good travel insurance because we got to go and it was fun. But it just shows you that anything can happen and you might need your money back. Which,
So
to your
true.
point,
Well, exactly. So one of the companies that I had researched, and I couldn't believe this happened because this was one of the ones that I had been looking at for a long time. I mean, like literally 2 to 3 years. It was called Remote Year, and I booked a 1 month stay in Portugal in Lisbon. I don't know, November, October. Anyway, I get an email. The company's going under. And essentially, they email and say, anyone who has a trip booked, unfortunately, like you're not getting your money back.
it sucks.
I know. There must have been something in the contract that says like,
Definitely.
yeah. So obviously so upsetting, right? But thank goodness I had the company I had called Faye. They had a great app. It was so easy to use because I had to submit all my paperwork for the reimbursement for my claim, like while I was abroad. I did have my laptop, but it was so easy to do. And I ended up getting my the full money back. And had I not had travel insurance, I would have been out, literally. It was like, I think it was between, I want to say maybe it was around like $2,700 total. So
Oh, yeah. It's worth
absolute,
it.
so worth it. Actually, also I used it. Side note, I did have a hospital stay when I was in
Oh, yeah.
Australia. I was just snorkeling a little too hard around a shipwreck. I was just snorkeling and
Said no
snorkeling.
one ever.
I was just having so much fun. And I might have basically flipped my flipper through a shipwreck. I was snorkeling around an abandoned shipwreck. And part of the boat, it went through the flipper into my foot. Yeah, it was not, I was not happy. But I ended up having to go to the Australian ER, which was a story for a different day, but that was an experience. I was there for like 5 hours. Literally thought that like because I was about to go to Africa. I swear I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to go with like an open wound. My brain went to worst case.
What?
Brittany, you don't even want to know what I was thinking in this hospital. I was just like,
An
what?
open wound.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking scratch.
No, you have no idea. Like oh my God, I was so dramatic. Like I was going worst case, freaking out. I'm like, Kristen, why'd you have to go snorkel? Why do you have to snorkel so hard? Um, like chill the fuck out. Anyway, oh, and then I told the doctor, I was like, I think it's pretty deep. It's like pretty small. but it literally was like a quarter of an inch long, the cut. But it was just like where it was on my foot, it was bleeding a lot. Anyway, I'm getting derailed.
Got like two
Um,
stitches.
I didn't even need stitches. He would literally was like,
What?
no, I didn't need stitches.
So you wasted your time.
Well, I did need a tetanus shot.
Okay, but that was probably precautionary.
No, well, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't
No,
know.
no, I felt better about because I was like, I need a tetanus shot anyway. But like, yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is such a deep wound. I'm like, I don't know. And then the guy looks at it and the doctor, and he's like, I'm sorry you've had to wait here for so long. And he was like, this looks pretty superficial. I think we could just glue this up. And I was like,
Oh.
great. Thanks, Taylor. Thanks. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. Well, now everyone knows. But yeah, my stay was like $300, got reimbursed because of Faye travel insurance. So can't say it enough. Get your travel insurance. Moving on, tip number 5. Another thing to think about, make sure, again, Excel is what I did here. I put down once I had all of my, like, this was closer to the trip. Once I had all, flights booked, things booked, you want to make a list of visa requirements and then vaccination requirements for the countries that you're going to. So for Kenya, that was, yellow fever was required, but I had to get like Hep A. I think I had to get, there was a
Surprised you didn't get
bunch.
tetanus.
Well, there's
That's
no,
surprising.
yeah, I don't know. They weren't thinking about that. So, but there was a bunch. So, make sure that you have all of that like dealt with, and then also like have all of your visa stuff somewhere stored electronically, so that you can easily pull it out. There was one point where I was boarding a plane to Kenya, and I had done everything, but for some reason, like in the system, my visa wasn't registering or whatever. So they literally pulled me out of line at the airport because they said I like wasn't eligible to board. But luckily, because I had everything like right there, ready to go, it was literally a 30-second issue, no problem. Got on the flight, it was fine.
Scary.
Yeah,
Did the travel companies help you with that? Like when you do the group thing, do they help you figure out your visas and stuff?
that's a really good question. Some of them do, yeah. Like I know Flashpack has an FAQ. A lot of them have an FAQ section, and it'll say like, one of the
Like
questions is
tips.
always,
Yeah.
yeah, do I need a vaccination? Do I need a visa? They'll generally just redirect you to, there's one government website that has basically like everything you need for every single country, visa, vaccination. It's really easy to navigate. So yeah, you can literally
Nice.
just Google like the country you're going to, visa requirements, and the government page should be the top result. So definitely have that done. Okay, tip number 6. This is the one that was the most overwhelming for me, outside of actually picking where I'm going to go, but packing. Oh, packing is
Mm,
tough.
it's hard. That would be really hard for me. Really, really hard.
Yeah, it's like, where do you even start? You're trying to get away with as little as possible. A few things that helped me when I was thinking about how did I even start this? Definitely like go to TikTok, go to Instagram. People do this
Mm.
already. You don't have to recreate the wheel. I got so many good tips on things to bring that I wouldn't have thought to bring because I did research on mainly TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where you heard that. My tip is the fanny pack. Get a fanny pack if you're traveling. It's the best travel buddy of all time. I feel like that's where you heard about the fanny pack. Yeah. I just thought
1000%.
of the fanny pack and I traveled and I was like, holy shit, Kristen, this is awesome. And you were like, I read about this. I just got a new one. So get a fanny pack. They're awesome.
I mean, why are we surprised? You're a trendsetter.
I know.
We know this. A portable charger I would have brought anyway, but that was like my
Hmm.
number one used item. At one point I thought I'd left my portable charger on like a plane or something. The panic that ensued, I, it was my lifeline. So I
I mean,
used the
especially because all the different outlets, like,
exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, shoot, like where do I even go? Luckily it was never an issue. I never lost my portable charger. Thank Jesus. But yeah, that was like my number one item. It really saved me. I had the Anchor one. It was really, really good. Packing cubes, obvious one. One that I was trying to think like what's one that I saw on TikTok that I wouldn't have thought of. Flip-flops, like cheap Old Navy $5 flip-flops for shower shoes
oh,
for hostels. Yeah.
hmm.
It wasn't like on my radar, but ended up being huge. And on the flip side, there were things that I bought that I never ended up using. Like trying to think. I had a little portable fan that someone on a video was like, you're gonna want just like a little fan, if you're really hot. And like I think for some people that would have worked. I never used it, so I ended up just tossing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's fair.
But but yeah, I would definitely say go to like TikTok. I would say when you go shopping, one thing I ended up doing that was huge is I literally would pick up the clothes. I remember I went to REI and I would just lift the pants, like the joggers and the shirts, just to see what was lightest. And I ended up getting,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I ended up getting like two of my favorite, most worn pairs of pants, that are so incredibly light. And I wore them, I mean, all the time. So I would say that, yeah, definitely like go for light, pick up your clothes.
I would have thought of that. Interesting.
Oh, good. Yay. I'm glad that, okay, good. So hopefully some of you listening feel the same way. Four tips left. Tip number 7. This one, buy a digital camera. This was a last minute purchase
Mm,
for me. Last minute purchase. I am so happy I did it. I think iPhones are great and they take such amazing photos, but for me, I was going to these incredible landscapes that I would never be at again, and you want really clear photos, and I wouldn't have been able to get the same like views through my iPhone that I did on my camera. So I would absolutely recommend it. It's an investment, and you're going to want to remember, the.
yeah. I mean, funny story, I will admit, when we got to Portugal, Gina and I hardcore made fun of her for the digital camera because we were like, what is this, 2002?
I know, haters.
And like take pictures on your fucking iPhone like everyone else. Why are you going to bring this extra thing? But it did take better pictures. When we saw the picture, Kristen was like, "Oh, wait till you see the pictures." And then I was like, "Oh, damn, you're right." And then I went on Sammy's Bachelorette, and I think it was like Jesse or someone who's like, cool, was like, "Oh, digital cameras are all the rage now. Like, this is so cool." And I was like, "Damn it." Kristen was right.
Yeah,
But I was
I
glad at the
know.
Bachelorette because I was like, "Oh, I know. I've seen that. I've heard that."
Hilarious. I knew you guys were just like hating. I was like, whatever, losers. I'm gonna have the good photos. So
Yeah.
you just keep sipping that haterade. But yeah, no, it was a great investment. And it kind of leads into tip number 8. Document everything. Like
Mm,
not just with photos. I took I think like 6,000 photos, but also
wow.
with a journal. I journal anyway. I journal every morning. Journal your entire trip. This is a once in a lifetime thing. I'm never going to have an experience quite like that again. You're going to want to remember what you were feeling and not even all the good things. Like there's definitely hard days, you're constantly moving,
Yeah.
you're just always moving. That's like the biggest
And you
thing
have
that was,
time.
and you have the time. So journal every single day. Tip number 9, just this is like when you're on the trip, just be open to everything. If there's something that scares you, do it. Like you can do it, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself and gain confidence by doing things that you don't think you can. Or talk to a new person that wants to talk to you. You might have a great experience. There was one time when I was in Manchester, and this is like by the end of the trip, especially when I was in England, I really was like solo. I really was, my social battery was kind of burnt out. And I went to dinner, and this Belgian guy sat next to me. He was alone. We struck up a conversation. We ended up having like the best dinner, such a good conversation. And it's all just about being like open to who's around you. And I mean, obviously that could be for wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're abroad, but new foods, try them, new phrases. The English have the best
Ugh,
phrases. Like,
don't even get me started. Don't even get me
um,
started.
truly the best. So yeah, so be open to everything, do it. And then my final tip, just kind of round it out, is if you're thinking about it, or if you're someone, you'll know if you're someone like me who had been dreaming about it. And what really pushed me to do this was like, if I don't do this, and obviously it has to be the right life circumstances. For years, I always wanted to, but for whatever reason, money,
I
family,
mean, it's money.
whatever.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
money.
yeah. It's a lot of money. I wasn't able to. But if you are able to, and if you're thinking about it, do it. You won't regret it. I knew at the end, I was like, Kristen, will you regret if you don't do it? And I knew the answer would be yes. And after that, I was like, okay, I have
Yeah,
to do it. Probably the best experience of my life. So
yeah.
I would
It was
say,
brave. I mean, I give you props. I mean, I know I say it all the time, but it's very brave to go across the country by yourself.
thanks,
Um,
girl.
so yeah, and I'm proud of you for doing it.
Oh my God. Thanks, Britt. I appreciate
I'm
you.
glad you came home,
Yes.
though.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny. I feel like people have asked me, do you have the itch to travel, since I've been back for a couple of months? And talk to me in 6 months. But like right now, I'm like, no, not at all.
Good.
I really feel like a box was ticked or something. Like in my mind,
Mm.
it's like I did it. And for some reason, it's not on the forefront. Like it's not on my mind anymore. Right. As of right now for what I want.
And now you can get a dog.
Yeah. I know. One of these days. But thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in to our episode. We hope that you enjoyed this topic. If you like hearing us do kind of, these episodes that are more centered on one type of thing, let us know. Next week, we are going to be back on Monday, and we'll have our friend Steph on the pod for Wednesday. And then we'll obviously have our Friday episode. So we
I'll
hope
be podcasting from San Diego on Friday,
so exciting. That's going to be so much fun
but the microphone is coming in the bag
because we're legit.
for podcasting. Yeah,
Yeah, we're no slouch podcasters.
exactly. See you in San Diego at this time next week.
Exactly.
Cool. But yeah, so like us on social, Snitchin Pod, TikTok and Instagram, and tell everyone you know about us. And yeah, that's it. Have a lovely weekend, snitches.
Bye.